Welcome to TNT Outdoors. I'm your host, Scott. Today we're going to be talking about deer attractants. Which is the best? Do you have a favorite one? I got a couple I like to use. Do they really work? Maybe. But you know, it's fun and it's interesting to try different things, as long as you live in a state that allows it. So where we're at, we're allowed to use bait for deer. So we're good to go. If you live in a state that doesn't allow it, don't try this at home. So don't want to get anybody in trouble. So you definitely want to follow all the laws, all the regulations of your state. Anyways, having said that, I want to do a test. I want to find out which deer attractant is best. I've got a few samples here today that I'd like to try. It's late in the season. We got like one more weekend left. It's towards the end of December now. But I still want to try it. I still want to see what kind of deer we can attract. Just as an interesting test. So the pickings were kind of slim today when I went to pick this stuff up. So a couple of the ones that I actually wanted to get, I could not find from multiple stores. So we picked up a few, and let's just roll the dice and see how they do. We're definitely going to repeat this probably multiple times with many different ones. Just because this is interesting and it's fun, want to see if something works. These companies claim this stuff attracts deer. Let's try it out. Let's put them to the test. Let's make them put their money where their mouth is. So that's what we're going to do. So we got a few selections here today that's going to be part of our head-to-head grudge matchup for the Deer Attractant. Which is best? So let's see. First of all, we've got the Big&J BB2 long range attractant, the granular formula. So they claim this is good. We'll see. So that's going to be one of them. Another one is Wildgame Innovations Apple Crushed Real Ripe Apple Attractant. Real apples, real results. We'll see. So, yeah, that's what that one is. And then this one, again, I said the pickings were slim, so I don't know about this one. This is Big Game Peanut Butter. PB&J protein bar that is grape flavored. I don't know about this one, 6 months ago, if I'd have looked at this and saw peanut butter, I might have been like, oh, that's got to work, right? They're going to love peanut butter. I almost don't want to admit this, but I tried peanut butter a couple months ago. Straight peanut butter. Literally got the big jar of, I think it was Great Value peanut butter. Did the trick where you screw the lid in a tree. Screw it on the tree there, you cut the bottom off of the can, pull it off, and then there you go, peanut butter tree, right? Deer are just going to come from miles and miles to lick up this peanut butter. That's what I thought. I was wrong. Not a single animal touched that peanut butter. Not even the squirrels. I thought for sure the squirrels. Not even ants. Nothing. It was undisturbed. Not even anything. So, like I said, I'm almost embarrassed to admit it, but yeah, I tried it. And so the peanut butter didn't work. So when I saw this, I was like, I don't know, I don't think so. But we'll try it. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe they didn't like my peanut butter. So maybe they like grape flavored peanut butter, It's like a PB&J. I like PB&J, so we'll see. So we're going to try the Big Game PB&J protein bar. We'll see. I don't know. Maybe it's good. We're going to find out, though. And then, to make number 4, I think we're just going to round it off with a little bit of a variation of just a DIY attractant. Maybe put, 5 or so pounds of corn in it. And then we are going to dump 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 packets of grape flavored Kool-Aid. And then just because I had them, we're going to add in 3 packets of grape flavored Skittles drink mix. So we're going to powder that corn, spike the corn with the grape flavoring here, mix it all up nice and good, and that's going to be one of our tests. We'll test a kind of a very simple, very down and dirty, quick DIY experiment with the grape flavoring and corn. And that's it. That's all that one will be. So we'll have the Big&J, we will have the Apple Crush, and we'll have PB&J peanut butter, followed by DIY TNT Outdoors Special, brought to you secret recipe, corn and grape drink mix. Shaken up and poured on the ground. Shaken, not stirred. All right, so that's what we got. What we're working with. We're gonna put these out in the field, and we're gonna see what happens. See if anything happens. I don't know. Maybe nothing will eat them. Maybe just hogs will eat them. We're gonna find out. All right. Well, I'll see y'all in the field, and we'll get this stuff going. All right, in corner number 1, we got the Big&J. Let's put her out. Smells good. Smells real good. Smells kind of like sweet feed. Make a big circle here. All right, corner number 1. In corner number 2, we have Wildgame Innovations Apple Crushed. Let's see. Smells good. Smells like apples. Smells pretty good. Put some out here. Kind of mix it around. Big area here. Once in the middle here. All right, apple crushed. Corner number 2. All right, corner number 3. The Big Game Peanut Butter. PB&J protein bar, made by Rack 1 Whitetail System. I don't know, I think you know I have my reservations about the peanut butter, so I don't know, we'll see. Smells pretty good. Smells like a peanut butter and jelly sandwich. Let me show you this. If you look, there's a bunch of nuts and I don't know, just a bunch of different kind of nuts it looks like. Smells good. Smells like a peanut butter and jelly sandwich. I don't know. I told you I have my reservations about peanut butter, but I don't know, it smells good. Let's see what it does. Corner number 3. Corner number 4 of our down and dirty DIY. Regular deer corn with some grape flavoring drink mix. Smells good. Alright, number 4. Deer corn and grape Gatorade mix. Let's see. Setting up this grudge match, I didn't want to put all of the baits right next to each other. I really wanted them to be in the same general vicinity, however far enough apart that animal definitely had to make a choice as to which bait site, which attractant site that they wanted to go to. They are in the same vicinity, however they are spaced out far enough to where a distinct choice has to be made by an animal as to which attractant they are visiting, which one they're interested in. So you can see here, they're all, pretty close, but not right next to each other. You're not going to come in to one site and just stumble upon the first one, and that's the one it looks like you chose. Since they were in the same proximity, but not in the exact same location, stacked up right next to each other for the comparison, each site actually had its own individual game camera on it. They were far enough away to where deer or another animal would have to make a distinct choice as to which attractant they were interested in. Welcome back to TNT Outdoors Studios. Now for the fun part. We're going to go over the results of the Deer Attractant matchup, the Grudge Match, where we had going head to head the Big&J BB2 powder long range attractant and the Wildgame Innovations Apple Crushed, followed by corner number 3, which is the Rack 1 PB&J Peanut Butter Protein Bar. And finally, last, but we'll see if it's least, is the TNT Special Secret DIY Grape Drink Mix with some corn. First of all, I'd like to go over real quickly my methodology for determining, which attractant in this case is actually going to be deemed better or worse or maybe the same. We'll find out. I'm kind of a data nerd, so I went ahead and put together a spreadsheet and went through all the footage, all the clips. As I went through, I just noted the file name, the date, what type of game was cited, was it hogs or deer. In a few instances, I, notated some crows and some raccoons, squirrels, that sort of thing. Didn't keep track of every single one of those. With the game sightings, they got a score of 1 for each individual animal that visited at a particular time. For instance, if a deer came in, was real close, either sniffed the attractant, maybe it ate it, but even if it didn't eat it, if it was obvious that the deer came to that specific site, to that bait site, and was interested in the attractant, was checking it out, was curious, was very close, then it counted as an attraction. These are marketed as attractants, not necessarily food. So they don't necessarily have to actually consume the product, in my view, for it to count as a success, as long as it attracted the game in close to where the bait site was. Now there are also instances where maybe a deer walked right behind the bait site, didn't go to it, didn't really pay much attention to it. Now those did not count. I did note those on my spreadsheet here. I noted every deer sighting and every hog sighting because I was curious for the hogs as well. So we've got a tally for the deer and a tally for the hogs. In addition to your corners 1 through 4, we've also got round 1 and 2. Round 1 was actually January 9th through January 16th. And round 2 was the evening of the 16th through the afternoon of the 17th. Came in on the 16th, picked up the camera SD chips and put some more in, left them running, and then picked them up finally the next day. So we separated that into round 1 and round 2. That started with another video working on. It's actually don't tell anybody. It's actually a doe pea matchup. Already had that out there, and we've got different rounds for that. We'll talk about why in that video. There's a little teaser for you. That one should be coming out soon. Still editing it, so don't tell anybody. Shh. First deer sighting at all on the cameras happened at 7:21 in the morning on January 10th, the morning following the 9th, which is when we put the attractants out, and the grudge match began. We had a deer pass behind both the Rack 1 PB&J protein bar as well as the Wildgame Innovations Apple Crush. Both of these were just passing by. They did not actually go into the attractant, therefore they did not count. However, they were noted as a sighting, it just didn't count as a successful attraction. The winner of at least the winner of the first successful attraction, the quickest attraction of deer, was corner number 2. Wildgame Innovations Apple Crushed. And you can see the deer comes in, it's really sniffing. It didn't eat, but it definitely came to check out the bait. It sniffed it, it came real close, so that counts as a successful attraction, even though she didn't consume the product itself. Still counted as a successful attraction. Let's take a look at corner one's results. Big&J BB2 powder. The first confirmed attraction we have for the Big&J is actually a hog sighting. And those eyelashes, I mean, look at that. Those are some eyelashes. And she goes right for the product, starts eating. So, successful hog attraction at least. The first successful deer attraction for the Big&J was on January 11th at 10:36. And you can see this doe comes in and she's definitely eating up the Big&J. She's liking it, so success. Several more hog sightings and then several more deer sightings. Okay, let's take a look at corner number 2 now. Wildgame Innovations Apple Crushed. Again, Wildgame Innovations had the first deer attraction success. Here's a couple more. This deer looks like it's just going to pass through and comes on in and definitely hits the site. Counts. And we got this little buck. Oh, you smell something? Coming in. Oh, I'm pretending like I don't see it. I'm just sneaking up on it. It's not going anywhere, Bucky. Come get it. So you can see we got this little buck here. He's definitely checking out the smell that he's getting off that Wildgame Innovations. Definitely interested. Keeps looking over there. Got his nose sniffing. Don't have video of him actually eating, consuming the product. But even though this one's a little bit behind the site, there was a definite interest. He did come in close enough to consider it an attraction, in my opinion. So it counted. And here's a couple more. And we got quite a few hog sightings as well. Here's a few of the hogs that came in. Alright, now let's take a look at corner number 3. Rack 1, Whitetail Systems, Big Game Peanut Butter, PB&J Protein Bar. At 9:38 on the morning of January 10th, we actually have a little buck come in, and he's definitely checking it out. He's sniffing. I think he decides he don't want none of it. You can see him, but he was definitely checking it out. Again, we've got some deer passing through. They pass behind. And we've got another little buck that comes in, and he's checking it out. He's sniffing the ground here. Do I want to eat that? Smells interesting. What is that? Nah. So he doesn't take a bite. Another buck gets in front of the camera. It just doesn't appear interested in the bait itself. I think he was just passing through and just kind of checking things out right in front of the camera. So this one is not counting as an attractant, even though he was pretty close. He just wasn't showing interest in the bait itself. On the 12th, we got our first hog sighting for the PB&J. You know, as sweet as that smelled, it smelled like a peanut butter and jelly sandwich. I would have suspected that the hogs would have come for it a lot sooner. But it sat out there for a little over 3 days before I've got the first video of a hog hitting it. So that's interesting. And the hog appears to be checking it out, kind of sniffing, but just doesn't really appear to actually eat it. Just sniffs it, gets real close. A lot of things are checking this PB&J out, but they aren't actually eating it. So we've got some successful attractions, just nothing seems to really want to eat it yet. A couple more deer passing through sightings, a couple more confirmed attractions next day or so, and then finally on January 13th at 11:14 a.m. we get our first bite of the PB&J. Finally. Had a lot of interest in the PB&J, but nothing seemed to actually be eating it. Finally, we got her taking a bite. So then this one would have actually counted as 2. So we got 2 deer in there, and they both seemed interested, checking out. One's obviously eating it. So this would count as two successful attractions during the same visit. And I'll tell you what, the crows really like this stuff. The crows just seem to be just having feasts on it, just going to town. They really liked the PB&J protein bar. So if it's legal where you're at and you're hunting crows, maybe you ought to put this out. So it's good for crows. They loved it. So a little after 10 o'clock on the 16th in round 2 with the PB&J Big Game Peanut Butter, we actually had this group of hogs come in and they were really searching. I'm sorry guys, I think most of the crows ate it all up. But there was, I counted them, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. There may have been one more, but I wasn't for sure about it, so only counted 5. And now let's take a look at corner number 4's results. The TNT DIY Special Grape Drink Mix and Corn Attractant. First sighting game we've got for corner number 4 is actually on January 10th, about 9:30 p.m. And we got a deer in the background. Looks like it's just going to pass through. Not counting, not counting. Oh, wait, what? Oh, what's over there? What do I smell? And it's definitely coming in. Definitely coming in to eat some of that corn. So, successful attraction. Way to go, TNT. All right. And then again, we have on the 10th. I think this is even a different deer. I don't think it's the same one circling back later. Didn't go in and eat the corn, but it was definitely interested. Definitely, it attracted it. Oh, wait. 1 minute later, that deer now goes in and starts eating the corn. That's right. This did not count as an additional successful attraction. The first one counted. This is a separate video capture. However, it's the same visit, same deer, so it did not count again. Successes on the DIY corn for that one. And here we got another little buck coming through. And after not a whole lot of activity since the 12th, on the 14th, we had this small little buck walk by. He just kind of seems to be passing through, doesn't show any interest in the bait site whatsoever, and that did not count as a successful attraction. And that about sums it up for corner number 4. So, for the results and the win, for deer, our top contender and the product that had the most successful deer attractions in the week that the grudge match was going was Wildgame Innovations Apple Crushed at a corner number 2 with 12 total individual unique deer attractions. And in the number 2 spot for successful deer attractions, I'm a little surprised, but it was actually the Rack 1 PB&J protein bar. Took the number 2 spot. Okay, pretty good. In the number 3 spot was the Big&J BB2 powder. And rounding off the number 4 spot was the TNT Outdoors Secret Recipe Special DIY Down and Dirty Corn and Grape Kool-Aid and Skittles drink mix. And the results, just for fun, we tallied up the results for the hogs. Unique, successful attractions to the Deer Attractant, but we'll, see what the hogs responded to. And tied for first place was actually the Big&J BB2 powder and the TNT Outdoors Down and Dirty DIY Grape Drink Mix and Corn Attractant. Both of them getting 13 individual successful attractions. So, there you go. There you have it, our deer winner, Wildgame Innovations Apple Crushed. Real apples, real results. At least in our grudge match, it got some results. And then for the hogs, we have a tie between the Big&J BB2 powder and the TNT DIY Grape Drink Mix Corn Attractant. There you have it. Well, thanks for joining us today. I hope you really enjoyed this edition of the TNT Deer Attractant Grudge Match head-to-head matchup. It was a lot of fun to do. It was a lot of fun to check out the results. It was very interesting, very intriguing. I really enjoy stuff like this. So we're definitely going to do a lot more of it. A lot more head-to-head matchups, whether it's Attractant or Dopey or, you know, other things. We got a lot of things in the works, a lot of things lined up, a lot of good ideas. Some that we're going to do, you know, is product testing and product comparisons, and some that we're going to do just for fun. Some that, you know, we think are funny, and maybe you will too. So, you know, we like to have fun here. We like to laugh. So we're really going to try to push out some content that's just for that, just to make you smile for the day, you know. So we're working on some of those too. We got some exciting things coming, I think. Hopefully you'll like it. So thanks again for joining. To all of our subscribers, thank you so much. We really appreciate you. To everybody that's hit that like button, thank you so much. That's so nice to look at the video that you've worked, you know, very hard on and see that people are liking it, and it makes you feel good. So thank you very much, those of you that have hit the like button. Those of you that have subscribed, you're the best. Thanks again. We'll see you on the next one.